be all things schedule and task management in Ressio. I'm going to go over both individual projects and then also your visibility into these things at an all projects or company-wide level as well. But to start, I'm going to be with just a specific job. So Jacob Morgan's home up here, and I've brought us to schedule. So the schedule in Ressio is going to have two facets to it. So the list view over on the left, you can see I have it this set up pretty simply with 6 phases and several tasks below each phase. This list view on the left is really nice for editing. You'll notice that the interface is going to look and feel a lot like a spreadsheet. And by that, I just mean quick editing right in cells. So being able to click in like this and make changes directly in the cell, as opposed to some other softwares where you're popping open editor boxes to make those changes for any little tweak on the schedule. You'll also notice I'm just going to right click a few times. I'll delete, right click. I can add additional tasks. You're also able to get a bit more granular on the schedule. So if you have tasks that are made up of several tasks, we would call those subtasks. And again, I'll just right click, add, and subtasks. And now you can see poor basement walls would be made up of these items that I add below. Okay, so pretty simple over there. The other nice thing about the Ressio schedule is that you also have a Gantt chart view over on the right, and it's just a drag and drop to move over to this view. What we see a lot is that folks like this visual when it comes to the dependencies on the project, and you'll see that illustrated with these gray arrows. So it's nice to be able to see the impact that moving something else out would have, and then also the ability to just drag and drop to actually create those relationships. And these dependencies can be set up start to start, finish to start, finish to finish, or whatever you'd like. But pretty fluid there. So again, 2 main things on the schedule: list and Gantt on the same view, same screen, just to drag and drop to use whichever one you want. And then the list view feeling like a spreadsheet so that edits are made quickly. The calendar view is going to be the same information as the things on the schedule, but just in a calendar format. Some folks prefer this, so feel free to use it if you'd like. What we typically recommend and hear from our builders is that the schedule or the calendar, which is the same info, be used for the things on your jobs that are more planned, relatively planned, true schedule items. And then the one-off tasks would be to-dos in Ressio. So on a job, these could stem from a site walk or maybe a meeting with a client or a vendor or internally, and they're just those one-off things. So I have an example right here, a site walk list, and you can see typically a name, maybe a little description, easy to assign a due date, and then an assignee, which the assignee could be someone on your team. It could be a customer or a vendor or multiple people. And then typically accompanied with the to-dos are some pictures for reference. So schedule and to-dos, slightly different purposes. Schedule more planned things, to-do more one-off ad hoc tasks. But there's a lot of value in those being used slightly separately, but then a lot of value for you to be able to view those together on one screen. And that is going to lead me to the task manager. So on the task manager, this is going to be across all projects or multiple projects. You can pick and choose. And it's going to be all schedule tasks and all to-do tasks. So on my task manager right now, I can see what's overdue and they're only assigned to me. So I'm looking at my tasks at the moment. I could also look at all tasks across my company or ones that don't have anyone assigned to them. And right now I'm looking at all my projects. But if I go to all, see there will be a lot more tasks that flow through here. And then if I go to all projects, I might want to taper that down and just look at a few of them. So maybe I'm just looking at a couple of jobs, pretty easy to select in here. There we go. And then you can manage them, mark the status of them as complete straight to the task manager. The task manager, along with those project-specific things like the schedule and the to-dos, also very useful on a mobile device. This is what the mobile screen would look like. I've brought us to a specific job again, and I'm showing the schedule. So what we hear a lot of times from people coming from other softwares is that their mobile interface is tough to navigate. You want it to be really simplified, so that's what you'll see right here. And again, I'm breaking this down by phase, but I can also choose to sort by these different areas as well, and also filter out all the tasks or just those assigned to certain people. To-dos are going to be very similar to what I showed on the desktop screen as well. And then we also have the task manager view on a mobile device. So again, really nice to pull out your phone or a tablet and be able to look at what's overdue or coming up across all projects. Last two areas that I want to hit on are again at more of an all projects or company-wide view. So I'm starting us on the resource schedule right now. What the resource schedule is your team members or your vendors down this left-hand side. And then going horizontally will be the different tasks that they're assigned to, again, across any job. So the idea here is that you can track and understand where there's overlap across multiple projects for certain people or certain crews before it becomes an issue. Last but not least is our timeline feature. On the timeline, this left-hand side, this column right here will be the individual project names, and then going horizontally will be the timelines for those projects. I'm also able to hit this drop-down arrow and would be able to see all the individual phases within those projects. So to recap this video, you have scheduling and task management capabilities at the project level on both desktop and mobile interface. And then you also have views like the task manager, the resource schedule, and the timeline that give you a good view of all your tasks and projects on one screen across your portfolio. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.